Thanks for joining me for this week's quick business tip. Today, we're going to talk about how to stop being a commodity. Because whether you're a realtor, you're a marketer, a landscaper, or a CPA, there are thousands of other people who do exactly what you do. They use the same software, they offer similar rates, and they probably use the same Canva templates on social media. So, how do you stand out from the crowd? You don't stand out by lowering your prices. And you don't win by just doing a good job or offering customer service. Doing a good job is the baseline, and people expect to be serviced and respected as customers. You stand out from the crowd by making people feel deep emotions. Now, a couple of years ago, I became certified as a coach in Unreasonable Hospitality, which is based on the philosophy of Will Guidara, who wrote this amazing book called Unreasonable Hospitality. He also ran the #1 restaurant in the world, 11 Madison Park. The core concept behind his unreasonable hospitality framework is this. Service is black and white, but hospitality is the color. Service is doing what you said you would do. It's delivering the file, it's helping the homeowner close on their house, mowing the lawn. But hospitality is that emotional connection between you and the customer that you build over time while you are offering them the service that they pay for. So today I want to give you two simple examples, one of me giving hospitality and one of me receiving, that perfectly illustrate the difference. First, we have to talk about something that might be a little earth-shattering for some of you. I say this with all love, but some of you really need to hear this. If your logo is on something that you are giving to a customer or a potential customer, you are not giving them a gift. What you are offering them is marketing material. We see this all the time, especially in real estate and other service-based businesses. You close on a deal, or it's Christmas time, or whatever the situation is, and you send your client a cutting board, a calendar, a cooler, and right across the middle of it, in giant letters, you see the name of the company who gave you this thing, because it is not a gift. Nobody wants a cutting board with your name in their own kitchen. Nobody wants to carry around a Yeti that is acting as a billboard for your accounting firm. That's not a gift. That is simply an ad. And there are clients who are so happy with your service that they will happily carry around this Yeti billboard for you. They want the Yeti, they want to put their coffee in it, and they want to advertise for you because they love what you've done for them. But that is not a gift. So here's what I do instead of giving my clients Yetis with my logo on it. When I want to thank a client, from time to time, depending on the client, it's not something I do for everyone, but I will buy a nice customized Yeti for them. I don't put my logo on it though. I put their own logo on it. Or if they're an individual, I might put their monogram or their last name or a reference to something else that they love. Maybe it's a silhouette of their dog that they treat more like a person. So why would I do this? Why would I put their logo on a cup? I do it because when I do, I'm saying that I see you. I'm honoring their brand. I'm telling them that I'm so proud to be associated with them. But when I put my logo on anything that I give to a client or potential client, I'm saying, please think about me every time you drink a cup of coffee or take a quick note on a scratch piece of paper or look at the back of your phone. Do you see the difference? One is generosity and one is self-serving. Unreasonable hospitality means that you make the gift 100% about the person receiving it, with zero expectation of getting anything in return. Because that's what gift giving really is. It's giving freely and not expecting anything in return. So now let's take a look at the other side of the same coin. Usually, as a vendor, since I run a marketing agency, I am the one giving gifts. It is very rare that I have a client that gives a gift to me. And that's across the board. When, I have vendors that work with me and I don't often give them gifts unless they provide service far beyond my expectations. But this past Christmas, I had a client who totally blew me away. They haven't been through my Unreasonable Hospitality workshop yet, but they naturally have a heart for service. And they gave me a Christmas card, which in itself was wonderful and more than I expected from them. But inside the card were two very generous gift cards. One card was to Sephora, and the other card was to Starbucks. Now, I was floored for two reasons. First, it was just the generosity. They treated me like a partner, not a service provider, not an employee. And second, and this is the real key here, these were very specific gift cards. Now, I don't remember ever sitting down with them and having a conversation where I said, you know what? My two favorite stores in the world are Sephora and Starbucks. I didn't fill out a getting to know you form when I started working with them, but clearly somewhere along the line, they were paying attention. Maybe they saw a Starbucks cup on my desk during one of our calls. Maybe they noticed my makeup style or somehow deduced that I would like Sephora. Or maybe I mentioned it in passing that I had to run a quick errand or something 5 months ago, and they made note of it. But what they didn't do was they didn't give me a generic Visa gift card or throw some cash in the card. They didn't send me a fruit basket. They sent me something that said, "We see Jennifer." And that is the essence of unreasonable hospitality. It's not just about spending money. It's not even about how much money you spend on the gifts. It's about listening and connecting with people and seeing them in a way that so many other people miss. So, how can you go about applying unreasonable hospitality to your business today? First, you need to understand that you do not need a huge budget to do this. So, number one, let's go take a look at what you are currently giving as gifts. Maybe you have a swag closet or a bag somewhere or a box or something. And if you're planning to give a client something with your logo on it as a thank you for doing business with you, please stop. That type of stuff is great for trade shows. It's great to give as a not so much as a thank you gift, but just as a, hey, if you'd like this and you would like to advertise for me, that type of thing. But what it's not great for is gratitude. If you're going to give a gift, make the gift all about them. It could be a bag of their favorite coffee beans, or a couple of their favorite candy bars, or a toy for their dog, and bonus points if you can personalize it by embroidering the name on the collar. Step number two, it's great to do this if you have a CRM, but if you don't, you can just add it to the notes in your contacts on your phone. But start paying attention. When a client mentions that they love spicy food, make a note. When they mention that their kids play soccer, make a note. When you see them with a Diet Coke in their hand every single time you're on a Zoom call or meeting them or whatever the case may be, make a note. And then when it comes time to celebrate a win or their birthday rolls around or you're just feeling generous, you don't have to guess. You get to deliver your very own Sephora and Starbucks moment for this client. That's it. It's just two steps. Stop giving gifts with your name on it. Start making the gifts about them and take notes so that you know what gifts scream this client. Because in a world where everything is automated, digital, and transactional, being a human is what is really going to make you stand out from a crowd. People might forget what you said. They might even forget what you did, but they were never going to forget how you made them feel when you handed them a Yeti with their logo on it or a gift card to their favorite retailer. So go out there and be unreasonable this week. I'm Jennifer Swineford with Limitless Impact Agency, and I want to encourage you to keep serving with your heart, loving people, and come back for our next episode next week.